We are going to start our project from building a simple polysphere, and this is where we're going to start sculpting. Firstly, we will try to get the shape that will be similar to the boulder rock. So first of all, I will start flattening this this sphere in order to get a little bit of similar shape to the rock. I will need a little bit more strength in the pen pressure, and definitely not the stamp image at this point. So I will just make my brush bigger, and I will start getting to the shape. That will kind of do the job. Remember just to do the fast moves. Just don't really spend too much time on playing around, and just making sure that you're doing no fast moves, to get the main shape that you want. In that case, I will be trying to achieve the um, like a low polygon count in the final model. So I'm trying to get the shape that will kind of give me a little bit of flatten areas, which one will lower down the polygon count. And I'm also trying to have only 3 sides of it rather than 4, also to kind of minimize the amount of polygons. Just slowly getting there. Right. It starts looking a little bit more like a boulder. Now I can lower down my brush a little bit to get a little more control over that. Still smoothing it down. I mean flattening down the object. Just keep just kind of thinking straight on in my head if that will not really give me the one polygon over here. So what I will need to do, I will need to kind of make it a little bit smaller, right? So just move certain areas a bit more. I'm usually working in ZBrush, so that's why I'm getting a little bit confused with certain tools and certain things over here. So Matbox is really not my strong side, but I will just try to use Matbox. As you can get a free Matbox version from the Autodesk website for educational version. So all people who are studying and they got the school or facility that they attending, it's on the Autodesk list. You can get the free copy of educational version of 30 softwares from the Autodesk, which is really great, and I would like to really thank you, Autodesk, for providing me with all this great tools. So yeah, I'm kind of mostly done with that part. So what I will do now, I will just add a little bit more polygons into that object to get a little bit of details into it. So it's 6,000 polygons, 24,000 polygons, 19,000, 400,000 polys will perfectly do the job. I need to randomize it, and we slowly start adding like a little bit of details on the rock, right, to make it kind of rocky. I mean, as I said, like, I'm not the person who's using ZBrush on a daily basis. I mean, Madbox on daily basis. I'm using ZBrush, so just please be aware that, you know, this is not my my software. I'm just trying to show you the pattern that is behind it, rather than make it the really realistic and nice rock. It's more to show you how to get there. Really spend much more time than I'm spending over here to get the right shape. Right? Okay, I'm not happy with that. But really, what I'm trying to do right now is just get a little bit of like a rocky form into that object, right? And then we're gonna jump with that model into the another softwares, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do the whole process. So just roughly trying to get some, you know, lose this flat surfaces and try to get like a, you know, strong edges as well, which is not going quite well at the moment. So just push it a little bit. Slowly getting there. I mean, remember about it as well, to do not, when you're not happy with your model, do not delete it and do not start working from scratch. It's just rather than try to improve it, right? If you are not happy with something, because, you know, working from the beginning and creating all those things is just doesn't make any sense, because you already have done the bits. So if you're just not happy with something, just try to try to shape it a little bit better. Like, for example, over here, I would like to have a more triangular end. Right? This is what I'm kind of getting to. Okay. Slowly, slowly. Yeah. But as I'm saying, this is not the tutorial that's showing the my modeling skills. It's the tutorial that's showing the process. It's not a perfect rug. I would rather do something about it a little bit more. I'm not really happy with the form. Right? It doesn't look very rocky at the moment, but it's a kind of example. That's for you. It's up to you what at the end what you're gonna do with this tutorial. I'm just showing you how to transform those bits to remember to kind of always try to move around the object and you know, slowly adding bits to it. I wanted to have it like a little bit more straight over here. Yeah, kind of this is what I want. Okay, okay. Let's say we are kind of happy. I'll just cut it down over here. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. All right. So that's done, right? Um, I'm gonna export it right now to the so I'm gonna save my scene. Right. To some space where I can rock builder rock. So I can always go back to it in Matbox and change it when I want it. Right. And I'm also gonna export it as I don't know about it, so in Mudbox or something like that doesn't exist in ZBrush. So as you can see, I'm struggling as well. I have to select the object, and I can export it right now as a OBJ. That's what I want, right? And I'm gonna make it as a rock high poly, right? And now I'm gonna jump to another software, which I'm gonna show you how to build a new mesh around that, which is going to help us to create all the textures, materials, um, uh, and lower down the polygon count. Of course, really, trust me, I will spend much more time on this rock. I make the edge kind of rough because I really wanted to show you how the details of that uh, model will be, bring it down to the low polygon model. So I'm just hoping that it will help you understand how to use the software. See you in a second. On that stage, we are going to build a new topology on top of our high polygon model. To do that, I'm going to use the 3D Studio Max, but you can use the 3D Code or Topogun, or there is few other packages that actually allows you to do it. So it's up to you how you're gonna, which software you're gonna use, but the technique is basically the same for all of them. Just watch the tutorials how to get there. I mean how to use the software. So I'm gonna import my OBJ file into the 3D Studio Max, right? And just gonna it doesn't look perfect. It's not great, but I'm just gonna show you how to transfer these details from that model onto the new topology. So to do that, I'm just gonna change it into the editable poly, not editable, convert to editable poly, not editable mesh. And thanks to that, I will be able to start using those tools on the top of the screen, which are very useful. And what we are going to use, we are going to use the freeform and the topology tool. And to do it, I mean, I used to I used to learn that I have to build a new model on the next to that because it's much easier for me. It's not exactly like that. I will just try to do what I can, right? So we wanna draw the new topology on selection, yeah, on surface, sorry, and we wanna draw it on that surface, and we would like to have an offset, right, around, I don't know, let's say 20. We will see. I don't remember exactly how it works. Just pressing topology and just get my drawing tablet, and I'm just drawing the first initial line. I would like to see. Oh no, it's too far away, definitely. Yeah, so 20 is too much, and we will need to have a, let's say, 3. Check 3. How that's gonna work. Yeah, that's much better for us. So what I need to do, I just need to draw where I would like to have my polygons on that model, right? And I'm trying to get the 6 polygons on the one side, 6 polygon on another side, which is 12, and then extra 3 on the smaller side, which is going to give us a total of the 15 polygons, which is pretty low number. But you will see that even from 15 polygons can give you exactly what you need. You know, you don't really need nothing else to create that. Unfortunately, my new model being unfortunately my new model been I've drawn it on the model that I've been actually using. So what I need to do right now is just extrude it out of the polygon. I'm just gonna use the tool extrude. Mm. Yes, this is what's happening when you're not using the certain tools so often. Detach, sorry, not extrude, detach. Detach to element. Okay. And I think I'm gonna delete. Nope, I don't want to delete that. Okay. What do I do? I just want to close it. I just want to make sure that I've got two separate models, which means still the same model. Don't know why. Detach. Yeah. Okay. Finally, I should suppose to have it detached. Right. So I'm going to delete that. I've got that as a separate object. This is what we need. And this is where we actually need to draw it on the surface. Sorry, yeah, well, I meant to build a separate object on the side, which one will kind of help me um, build my topology on top of it. But of course, I have to be smarter. So yeah, so let's just keep going. We've got our uh, initial model, right? And we'll be trying to get some vertices moved around. So we're gonna move them around a little bit, right? And it's up to you. You can keep drawing topology out of that, or just extrude the edges out of that model right now. I mean, I can show you the both, how to connect them, merge them together, and how to manage that kind of things over here in 3ds Max. See what we need to do. We just need to build a new low polygon mesh on top of our high polygon mesh, just to get the I mean, once I will finish that, you will understand the whole process of what is going on. You need to watch the whole tutorial uh, first to actually understand what I'm really doing, because you may be confused, like, alright, what I've been doing, so why did I create all of that? High polygon mesh, when I'm doing the horrible, really horrible mesh that doesn't really fit to what we need. It doesn't have any details on it. So you will understand it in about 15 minutes. Now it's up to you. You can grab the edge, right, and press the shift and just pull it out a little bit, just see what it is, yeah, and just get it right, get it out of it, and yep. Or you can keep drawing on it on a topology from the sphere. So if I'm gonna kind of do the same thing as on the other side, so I'm just gonna draw one line here, one line here, one line here, one line here, and I'm gonna connect them together. Right, I'm gonna get the another bit of the topology over here. Something's going on with the one of the they are straight on. If you leave it select the vertices, it will try to connect the edge as well to it. But this is actually what we want, so it's not that bad. This is exactly what we want, and perfect for us. Right. So I'm just gonna keep going. And on that point, I think I've got the most of the mesh build it up through the topology tool, so I can kind of start using the other tools which the 3ds Max providing me with, and start manipulating those vertices around. And so the tools that I tend to use, they are you've got a constraints to edge, which one allows you to move the vertices really fast on the edges, right? So I can move them pretty fast on the certain edges. So what we want over here, we just want to move that bit a little bit over here. Oops. Yeah, up to that. That is too close over here as well. That's what we want. Just move them around a little bit. And as well, this is not at all where we wanted to have it, right? And this is not as well. So just moving that bit around, turning off constraint to edges, and just trying to pull it out, get it at the end of the model and to the places where they're meant to be, right? As you can see, I'm turning all the time around the model, and I'm watching where I meant to connect those things. Right. Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Alright. Try to pull it out of the model that we built in, right? That's a bit higher. I mean, I will do my best to kind of show you that building that kind of model is possible with 15 polygon. It will be difficult. I gave myself a challenge, but yeah, I mean, I will show you that it is possible. It will be really tricky, actually.
We just need to connect that area a little bit, and I'm gonna use the edge tool to do it, and the bridge, and this is exactly what I'm gonna do over here as well. Bridge it. As you can see, this is the opposite edge to this as well as this one, and we've got another polygon over here, which is really easy to see. So all I need to do right now is just make sure that all this area is hidden below my new low polygon mesh. So I need to rise it a little bit, certain bits in certain areas, and the one of the things that you can do, it's I really like to do to see what's behind it. I tend to create the material for the object, standard material, just apply it to object. If you're gonna double click, you can lower down the opacity, and then you can see what's behind your object, and how much space you've got in certain areas. So this is really useful as well. What I need to do here is as well to lower down those bits and spread it around. I'm not promising you the success on that model, but basically you see the point, you know. If I would just add extra bit of edges over here, then it will be much easier for me to control the that areas which are on this model. Or I need to just put one edge over here, one edge over here, and I will be able to make a nice and smooth um, nice and smooth edge on the top of the rock. Same about this areas, you know, I can kind of, you know, make it a little bit more with bigger polygon count. But I'll leave it like that, and we'll see what's gonna happen. So all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use the tool that's gonna be it's called push in 3ds Max, and you're just pushing the edges of your model, right? And you're just creating the. I mean, this is far too much, to be honest. Yeah. But we'll see what's gonna happen. Okay. So I'm just gonna lower it, collapse it. Yes. We need to also build the unwrap UV map. We're just gonna use the quick pelt to see scale it down a little bit with Control to make sure that it's inside of those lines. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen when we're gonna, you know, transfer those details between those two meshes. I mean, I can expect lots of errors in that areas, and then I'm gonna show you how to correct it, and you know how to do those things. So we're just gonna export that now, collapse it as well, collapse it too. Yes, I mean our UV map is already inside that model, so we don't have to really care about it. And what we need to do is just export this, export selected as a OBJ again. This time it's going to be low poly. Save. Like for Mudbox, because as you can see I'm using ZBrush all the time, but it's going to be like for Mudbox. And that's it. I'm gonna open another software and I'm gonna see you in a few seconds.
Now we are going to transfer the details from the high poly mesh to the low poly mesh thanks to the X-Normal software. So I'm gonna start from loading the high definition mesh and selecting my file, add mesh, right click button, and now the low poly mesh. So I read a little bit of options on the X-Normal, but to be honest I'm using that software for the first time, so I'm just gonna do the simple generate maps, and we're just gonna see what's happening. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. 512 will be alright for us, and we need a normal map, and I would like to also have ambient occlusion to create my own material. Anti-aliasing 1, fine detail. So I'm just looking for a function called cage, which is controlling basically the distance between the two meshes, and just can't find it. So we need to select the output file where we would like to have our file saved, and I'm actually gonna use JPEG for our purposes, because I don't need really high quality, because we just only do a texting. But
The Targa, it's one of the best options and TIFF exporter for really high quality textures, especially Targa, THA, TGA exporter. So it's up to you. It depends, and again, it depends for what you will be using your model later on, and where you will be working on it in another software. We will be using Photoshop just for a simple example of correcting and doing certain things. So we're not really bother about the um, about the quality, as well as I'm doing that tutorial only for a simple purpose of to show how to do the um, how to do that kind of objects. It's not really something would need to be in high quality, and I just want my computer to work a little bit faster. So for your own purposes, I will advise you to watch a little bit of tutorials for XNormal and just learn a little bit about the software, how to exactly set up certain options here, and to make sure that everything is fine, and alright, I think that's it. I've managed to somehow get the things where I wanted to have it. Let me take a quick look at. Yeah, that's all what we need. Oh, you just need to give the name rock, and then another is going to be automatically created. So let's jump back to 3ds Max and see what's going to happen when we're going to actually apply this new mesh to our object. So I'm going to bring down the opacity up, and I'm looking for a normal map. I'm gonna touch the bump map. I'm looking for a beat map. I mean, as you can see, it's not perfect, but we'll see what we can do about it. We're gonna do the quick render. So let's take a closer look at it. I mean, it's not perfect, it's actually pretty bad, but as you can see, I've got certain bits transform. I mean, transform, I don't know why I keep saying transform. I've got certain details already transformed from one object to another. It just doesn't look very good at the moment, but all you need to do, it's slowly getting there, and I'm just going to show you how to make it better. So one of the things, let's just check how much of this actually this map we are adding. So just give it a little bit more bump. No. And as you can see, it's pretty far away from looking good. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm just gonna show you really fast how we can make it look better, improve our mesh a little bit. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add more details to the mesh. 15 polygons wasn't enough. It just looks rather bad. I mean, as you can see, um, we slowly start getting the textures to the to where we want, but the low polygon model is not exactly. It doesn't look like we want it. We don't really care about this edge at the end. I'm going to show you how we can get rid of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to 3ds Max, and I'm going to add more polygons to that mesh. One of the things at the moment, I was using the press F4 button, which one basically displaying me the edged faces, but I would like to have only the selected object with the edge faces and everything else without it. So to achieve that, all you have to do is just go to the configured viewport and just click that display selected with edged faces, and click OK, and then only that object's gonna be selected, and it's gonna speed it up 3ds Max as well a little bit. So what we need to do, um, we need to get our object back to our mesh. So I'm gonna use push again, and I'm gonna use negative values for it. 0.9. Collapse it. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna go into the options, and I'm just gonna cut my mesh in the way, so I'm gonna have a little bit more details around this object. Yeah, and I think over here it's another area I would like to have a little bit more polygons. And over here. Okay, so if I don't want a certain edges, I can easily delete them, but by pressing delete button, I'm also deleting polygons. So to just delete the edge, you need to press Control and backspace, and then you're deleting the edge, but you're leaving all the points. I don't remember exactly, so I'm just going to do a little bit of small test. How to delete it? How to delete it? The edge and leave the vertices, and how to delete the edge and do not leave them. I mean, delete it with the vertices. So Control delete. Just gonna delete it with vertices, and just backspace. Yes, just backspace. Gonna leave me vertices. If I'm gonna press the backspace, just the backspace. When I'm gonna press delete, I'm deleting the edge. When I'm gonna press the backspace, I'm just deleting the edge, but I'm leaving vertices. If I would like to delete everything, then I'm pressing Ctrl and backspace, and I'm deleting all edge with the vertices. Okay, so just gonna do exactly the same thing over here. And now we are going to start sculpt that, so it's going to fit to our model. Here is a very good tool to actually start doing it. It's called Conform, and that's going to use our offset to push the vertices to the model that we actually using. So I'm just gonna get the tools. As you can see, it's just pushing my my vertices exactly where I wanted. If they're inside, it doesn't really want to push them out. Okay, it's not exactly what I want, but I'm just trying to get those points as close as I can to the model. didn't behave very well. Alright, so yeah, it's kind of wrapped around, and now we just need to move certain vertices to give him a little bit of better um, to give him a little bit of better shape. So I'm gonna move that up and out and out. That also I'm gonna move it. Hmm. A bit more over here on the edge, right? So that also I would like to have it more there and out. And as you see, it's like it's a little bit, you know, of course the working in 3D code or topogon allows you to move those vertices really fast around the high definition high polygon model. So I will strongly advise you to invest a little bit of money and get yourself the copy of that. Unfortunately, I don't have one. They're really amazing. Hopefully I'm soon gonna get one, and I will be able to record some videos and show you how to do it much faster, because I've been using that at the university, and it's absolutely amazing software. There is a couple of other packages as well that do similar things. What I'm trying to do at the moment is I'm just trying to get mm, more polygons at the edge of the rock, so it will look a little bit softer, and will help X normal to distribute the details, and you know, make it looks much better and realistic. So I'm just gonna keep going with that. So as you can see, the few polygons added to the object just create the, such a difference to the model. So I'm just gonna check it how much polygons I've got, and to do that you can press 7, but actually it's just gonna show you how many polygons you've got um, on a scene. So when you would like to see the how many your actual model that you're working on got a polygon, so you need to go to the configure viewport statistic and click on the total and selection, and then it's just going to show you that my model got at the moment 47 polys, which is 3 times more than I promised, yeah. But I need to do it to actually achieve the even a little bit more will be kind of advice to get to where we would like to be. But that will kind of do the job to what we need. And I'll just keep going. I don't really like this area. Looks really messy. So I will just keep working on it. Moving vertices around. And just making sure that the whole mesh is basically covered and look nice. So okay, it's not perfect. Yeah, I just need to correct that side as well. It is not perfect. Mm, Again, but it's much better than it was. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna try to show you uh, how to make those things working. Alright. Actually, I could add more one cut over here. And how I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna use the Swift Loop tool, which I'm just gonna drop uh, the loop around where I'm actually pointing it. So I would like to have it here. Yeah. Mm, and again, move a little bit of move the polygons a little bit around. Distribute them a little bit better, so they will look a little bit natural. Yeah. So I higher up again my polygon count, but I'm only doing it, in a good faith to have a little bit of better um, have a little bit of better details on my model. Right. Alright. We're slowly getting there. And as I said, it's not perfect. It still needs a lot of work. It's kind of do the job for me, and I think that will be enough for us to actually to do this new low poly mesh, to use this new low poly mesh in X normal. So let me save it. And the one thing that I haven't done it before is smooth the whole object, because when you're gonna look at it from here, and I'm gonna turn that off, you see it's not really smooth. So how to do it is clicking on the polygons, selecting all the polygons. And here at the bottom, you got a clear all, any auto smooth. Okay, that should do the trick for us at the moment. So we need to get back here. Can save it now. One more thing. We need to push it a little bit out. And create new UV maps, because if you remember, we've got the unwrap UV, but if you're gonna open the UV editor, um, everything actually it's been updated. It's a kind of a new features that I'm not really get used to it. Just let me see. Kind of working. Kind of working. Okay, let's see. I will use the UV layout again, which I've got it at the university, and when I'm finishing my models, I'm always taking them over there. I'm very frequent guest over there, and I'm just doing that over there, cause I don't really like the UV editor here in 3ds Max. So I will strongly advise to get those two softwares to speed it up your process, which is the and kind of make the things look better. Which is Topogan and Topogan and UV layout. So right now I'm just gonna push it to get a little bit more out of on my mesh, but this time we don't need to go that far, as you see. It's just a slightly bit. We could build it around, but then I'll have to build a little bit of different UV layout with the seams and cut it separately, the different parts of the geometry. So I'm gonna leave it for the next lesson. If you are interested how to do it, I will strongly advise you to find some tutorials on YouTube, because there is really plenty of them. I'm just showing you the process from the start to the end, how to basically use the matte box, use 3ds Max, get your textures, and get your model ready to be exported to CryEngine 3. So that's all what I need. I just need to collapse all and export it as OBJ. I mean, I didn't have to actually collapse it. I could just export it as a my low poly model. And yes, I would like to replace it. Done. Now we are just gonna get back over here, lower down the just gonna add new mesh. I mean, my maps are already here. Just take a look at that. Slowly that looks a little bit better. As well, I would like to have a... It's not ambient, it's diffuse. Alright. So, as you can see, we slowly start getting our object as we would like to have it. If I'm gonna get closer to it, you know, on the certain area, yeah, you will see the I'm just gonna turn off the diffuse map at the moment. I'm just gonna leave the normal map at the our normal map, and just let's take a look what's going on. And you see, this is our normal map, which has been generated by the X normals, and it doesn't look very good. I don't know what's going on, to be honest. It's meant to be look a little bit different, but I've just seen that completely different option when I was watching the tutorials. So I'm just that was the one that I was looking for. Use cage. It's gonna turn off that. And this is what I was looking for. Alright, just generate it again. I mean, you can agree with me that it doesn't look very realistic. As I said, that kind of low polygon models, if we're gonna look at it from the little bit, further distance and on a little bit of different, I don't know, blue kind of sky. Yeah, and if it's not going to be really close to us, it's going to be a little bit further away, it's going to be somewhere on the hill. It really doesn't have to be 1,000 polygons or something like that, or 500,000, which one actually is in the modbox. And you see, if I will work a little bit more on it, you will be able to actually see that it doesn't look that bad, taking into consideration the fact that this is just a simple shape, right? And that's it. There's nothing magical in it, right? And all I'm really using at the latest stage of that rock is the normal maps and the textures. Of course, you still need a lot of work, right? But this is the process that basically is behind it. And I can delete my high poly mesh from here and speed it up the whole process. So yeah, this is how you creating your low poly meshes on top of your high poly meshes. You're baking your textures and normals out of them. So yeah, so that model is kind of ready to be exported to CryEngine 3. I mean, in terms of the process. Of course, I will advise you to add a little bit of more polygons, work a little bit more on the textures. This is just example. This is basically what I'm showing. I'm showing you how to get those details from ZBrush from 500,000 poly model up to the 55 poly. So you really don't need thousands of polys and strange things to get your model inside the CryEngine 3. Basically, there are very similar process is applied to creating characters. You just making loops around certain areas to allow the animation, but the technique is basically the same. So that's it, and thank you very much for watching.